Welcome along to this presentation of the latest version of Sage 50 P11D Professional, being version 18. My name is Liz and it's my pleasure to spend the next 35 minutes or so taking you through the benefits of Sage 50 P11D for you and your clients. Today we're going to look at the software features and functionality, along with the data integration and the reporting capabilities, as well as the statutory forms that are managed through the software. We'll then look at the specific P11D benefits that are available, as well as looking at the additional features available in the professional variant of the software. We'll then move on to open up the software and go into the actual demonstration, where we'll look at employers, employees, and all of the benefit details. And then at the end of the demonstration, we'll have a think about what to do next and look at the specific specification for Sage 50 P11D. At the end, there'll be time for feedback and questions as well. So Sage 50 P11D Professional is HMRC recognised software designed to help manage employees' taxable benefits, such as company cars and medical insurance, easily and accurately. This HMRC recognised software avoids tricky manual expense calculations by automatically calculating these for you. It is tested and approved by leading tax specialists, Ernst & Young. So what features does the software offer? Well, it's very easy to install. You'll be able to get up and running really quickly, and it's a simple step-by-step procedure. The software can be networked so that you can run the software from one PC while storing the data on another. And when setting up multiple companies, you can create an unrestricted number of companies, and then you can assign a single employee to more than one company. So that will save some time and some duplication as well. It uses clearly marked boxes to enter the data, so we provide you with a nice pro forma for each benefit, which helps you to easily identify mandatory information, which is highlighted in blue within the software. And it offers a very detailed help system, which is all available by pressing the F1 key on your keyboard, and that launches the context-sensitive help system at the area relevant to the part of Sage 50 P11D version 18 that you're currently using. To look at the more detailed functionality of the software, so it does provide the ability to set access rights, so you can give specific permissions to each user of the software. It does contain backup and restore functionality, so you can take copies of your data for security or restore data from a backup copy. You can create user-defined benefit types within the miscellaneous benefits module. And you can ensure that the database is maintained and in optimum working order by regularly running this simple compact and repair procedure. You can set up exchange rates for currencies within the software. And you can simultaneously remove all benefits of a specific type as well. You can also remove employees who have no benefits in the current tax year. And you can customise your Sage 50 P11D version 18 desktop to display your employees grouped by department, cost centre, or analysis fields. You can also customise the look and feel of the Sage 50 P11D desktop to suit your preferences. And you can also set up an inventory of assets that are gifted to or used by employees during the tax year. It also provides you with the employer's declaration, and you can override the programme calculated Class 1A values on an employer-by-employer basis. It also has a facility to quickly locate specified employees or benefits through a range of criteria. And you can view the government legislation affecting the calculation of employee benefits and expenses. You can set up company-wide medical insurance policies to be applied to employees of your choice. And you can set up mileage allowance rates for company car and private vehicle mileage benefits. The Sage 50 P11D software checks the validity of your employees' national insurance numbers as you enter them. And you can adjust official interest rates in the event of changing inflation or for foreign currencies. You can actually also override the programme calculated benefit values on an employee-by-employee basis. Where necessary, you can enter benefit details and print off the P9D forms for those relevant employees. It recalculates the benefits as soon as you click Save. And you can also enter details of the number of employees who share company vans for calculating the shared company van benefit. With data integration, you're actually able to integrate your data directly from the Sage 50 payroll software. So this saves you entering duplicate information into both systems and speeds up the process. Also, if you were to enter a new employee in Sage 50 payroll, you could then just bring that employee over into Sage 50 P11D as well. You can also import information if you have it in an Excel format. So we provide some templates on the installation CD when you receive it, and that allows you to import in employer, employee and P11D benefit information. You can also use the data held in Sage 50 P11D with external applications, so you can export benefit, employee or employer information as well. It integrates with Microsoft, so you have the ability to send emails, to export data directly to Excel, and you can update Outlook tasks as well. You can also create contacts, or you can run Word mail merges. You can submit your P11D information directly to HMRC electronically using the Sage 50 P11D software. And you can also submit your P11DB information in this manner as well. And we also provide you with web links to relevant taxation websites. So in Sage 50 P11D you can produce the following reports and statutory forms. You can produce the P9D Benefits and Expenses form. So this records expense payments and benefits provided for employees earning less than £8,500 per annum. As you would expect, you can create the P11D Benefits and Expenses form. So this records benefits in kind that are taxable and or subject to Class 1A National Insurance contributions for directors or employees earning more than £8,500 per annum. You can also produce the Employer's Declaration. So this records the total Class 1A NICs for an employer, reflecting the total benefits liable to Class 1A on Forms P11D for all employees. The P46 car report. This is the quarterly return submitted where there has been a change in circumstances in the use of a company car. So that can be produced directly from the software. And to substantiate the statutory reports, there's also a series of supporting reports together with schedules and letters. So we also have Class 1A reports. So this analyses the Class 1A payable by the employer, substantiating Form P11D the employer's declaration. We've also got additional backing reports for each benefit type, grouping the employees by department, analysing the cost, amount made good and the chargeable benefit. And to run a number of reports at the same time, you can actually use the Report Selections tool to group together batches of reports. So here's a list of the different types of benefits that you can manage through the software. As you'll see in the middle there, we also have the miscellaneous benefits where you can set up specific benefits to an employer. So what are the additional features with the professional version of the software? So Sage 50 P11D version 18 Professional also offers multi-user processing, where more than one user can access the software at one time. You can also have the audit trail functionality in there, so that records amendments made to the database and who made those changes. We also offer batch processing with this version, where you can enter benefit details for a group of employees simultaneously. There's also benefit templates, so you enter templates for common benefits that you can apply to employees as a batch. So as an example, you might have a benefit template for a group of managers that all receive the same type of benefits. And you also get access to Class 1A drill downs. So you get a breakdown of entries on the employer's declaration, the P11DB, by benefit type and by employee. You can apply common information to your employees globally, rather than enter the details for each employee individually. And if you need to, you can also manage the global PSA benefits through this. So you can enter the details of any company-wide benefits upon which a PAYE settlement agreement has been reached. You can email reports and statutory forms rather than printing out hard copies. And you can edit reports, so to customise existing reports so that they meet your own design specifications. You can also create new reports to suit your P11D practice requirements or your client's business needs. And you can also delete reports, so if there's any in there that you want to remove that are unwanted, then you can do that with the professional version of the software. So now we'll have a look at the software itself. So when you open up the software, you'll see it's got a similar look and feel to other Sage software as well. As we mentioned before, you can pull the information in over from your Sage Payroll software. So to do that, you go to the File menu, Data Import and Sage Payroll Data. In there, you simply browse to where you have your company files located. And then you pick up the relevant company number that you want to bring in. So you can only bring in one company at a time. Browse to the Pay Data folder and pick up the relevant database. It will confirm the employer name. Click on to Next. And then in here, if not all employees need to produce a P11D for them, then you can simply select the relevant ones on the list. So for example, John, and then you would hold down the Control key and select the other relevant employees that you want to produce a P11D for. Click on to Next and Finish, and you can see the import log there, which you can print if you wish. It will recalculate the benefits, and then it will ask me, do you want to now go ahead and bring in another company employee's details. Once imported, you can click onto the All Employees list, and you'll see every single employee that you produce a P11D for, and it doesn't matter what company they work for. The All Employers list, you'll get a list of every single employee. You will be able to see their employer name in the relevant column as well in here. If you want to narrow it down and look just by a single business, then you can do that by clicking on the relevant company folder. And then in there, you can simply highlight the relevant employee, and to see their details, you can simply double click on their record. So all of the details in here haven't been put in manually, they've all been soaked over from the Sage 50 payroll software, as well as the employment details. So you've got a tab for job details, tax and NI, medical insurance, and the analysis categories that we mentioned before as well. If you want to see the employer record, then if you look at the navigator down the left hand side, you'll see that you've got an employer option down there. So if I click onto employer record, again these details will all have been populated directly from the Sage 50 software. As we mentioned before, this is where you can do your employer's declaration. So you tick the relevant boxes in there, and you can also make adjustments to the total Class 1A NIC due for that tax year, which you can save and print. And this is also the area that you would come in to actually do your internet submissions. So you submit to HMRC from directly within the software, and you can see that you can send your P11Ds and your P11DB forms over the internet here. We obviously recommend that you take a backup before you do this, and this is where you now enter in your government gateway user ID and your lovely big password. If you click back on this menu, you've got the employee records. You've also got the ability to overwrite the P11D at this stage as well, which just takes you through a wizard if you want to overwrite any of the figures shown and what's going to be declared to HMRC. And then back to the benefits one. So again, if we have Cheryl highlighted up here, you'll see at the bottom of my screen, if I just move that up slightly, you'll see the list of all of the benefits that she's set up for at the moment. To add in a new benefit for Cheryl, you simply click onto the relevant item, and it will give you the pro forma to fill in for the relevant details. So if we put the 12th of December, she was out doing some Christmas shopping, the type, the cost for that parking, if the employee contributed any to that, and if any of it's already been PAYE'd. Save that and close, and you now see the car parking on the list as well. If you want to go back and review any of the previous benefits, you simply just double click on them. So we've got a property in here. So if it's rented, the amount paid by the employer, the annual rateable value, so you'll start to notice the blue items in here which are mandatory fields, and any further costs associated with that rental as well. Company cars, for example. Again, you've got all the relevant space to input the information about that company car. If you click onto the benefit tab, this is where you'll input the relevant engine size. So there's 3 different rates that you can use. If you're not sure, as I said before, use the context sensitive help by pressing F1 on your keyboard, and it comes up with the different options that you can have for the engine size. So if it's more than a 2-litre car, then you put in 2001 into that box. The type of fuel, I've got a lot to choose from these days, and if there's any private fuel provided, which will be a benefit in kind as well. The list price, including any standard accessories and any employee contributions towards the cost. You've also got mileage in here. You've got your P46 car details, and you've got a notes and a summary screen as well. So hopefully you get a nice feel for how you would enter benefits. Really very straightforward to do so. And then you can quickly view your P11D at any point by using this tab at the bottom left hand side, where you come in, view your P11D, ensure that you're happy with all of the values that have been populated on there. You can scroll down through it, and if you wish, what you can do at this point is you can save it. So I could save that as a PDF file at this point, just onto my desktop. And then if I jump you onto my desktop, there's my PDF sitting there waiting. So nice and straightforward, manages it all. So once you've got that information in there in the first year, that will just roll forward year on year after that. As I said, with the professional option of the software, you've got the ability to email directly from in here as well. So then the other thing that you can do is, instead of just doing it on an individual basis, you can do it on an employer basis. So if I select ABC Limited on my employer list, click onto reports, we'll now open up a report window, and I want to look for an employee report. So if I scroll down, you'll see in here that I have my P11D. Because I don't have anyone highlighted, it will do it for everyone, so the same rules apply as payroll. If I click the right button and preview, want to check the benefits are correct for everyone, and then if I scroll through this time, you'll see that we've got one for Cheryl, for Daniel Craig, for Lewis Hamilton, Kylie Minogue, and me. You can also create a covering letter from within here, so we will provide a default one for you, which you could preview. And as I said, with the professional version of the software, you're able to edit these templates as well. So I've got the edit button in here, which allows me to just simply open up the report designer and amend the relevant text in there. I can also change the font and the styles to match your practice or your client's business styles as well. You've also got employer reports under here as well, so you've got your Class 1A by employee on a detailed report. So you can see the breakdown of the different benefits for each employee. Okay, so now we'll have a look at the specification of the software. So the price for the basic Sage 50 P11D software, so not the professional variant, starts from £175, excluding VAT, before any accountants club or accountant partner discount. And this price actually includes a whole year's Sage cover. So you want to make sure that your clients have complete support for their business with the Sage cover support. They might also be interested in training, which we'll look at in a moment as well. Company size, it can manage anything from 1 up to unlimited, and the license itself is based on the number of employees rather than the companies. So again, it will just depend on, I think it's up to 250 is under the basic Sage 50 P11D. Anything more than that, you would need the professional variant. Users, it can manage up to 10 concurrent users depending on your license. And as I said, we've got different support options. Your Sage Cover Extra is the top level of support, which will keep you updated with any future versions of the software as well. Sage Training, I'm sure you're aware that it helps you and your clients make the most of the software so that they can make the most of their business. And we do offer a range of training options, whichever way you prefer to learn. We do have classroom training, so that gives you the chance to get away from your desk and get hands-on with the software. And with training centres around the UK, there is sure to be one to suit you. We also have self-study that lets you learn as and when you want to. And you can also choose from workbooks, online learning or CD-ROMs. And then you can back up your skills with our online certification as well. We also offer customised training, so this is ideal if you want us to come out to you, where one of our expert trainers can provide on-site training completely bespoke to your practice or to your client's business. The operating systems that the software runs on, we manage it on all 32 and 64-bit variants of everything up until Microsoft Windows 8, the most recent version, so that includes 7, Vista and XP. And also, if you're on a network environment, it's Server 2003, 2008 or Small Business Server 2011. It does integrate with anything from MS Office 2000 or newer, all 32-bit editions. And from a hardware point of view, I've just provided some details of our recommended requirements for that side of things as well. So after today's session, what should you do next? So please give your account manager a call on 0845 111 1111. When prompted, please enter your account number as normal. And then when you get to the options, if you press number 7, you'll then be prompted to enter the extension number of your account manager, which are on the screen just now. Otherwise, just drop them an email and they'll call you back. Your account manager will work with you to see what clients would benefit from P11D and the associated cost with the relevant discount applied. There's also the option of adding Sage Cover Extra, which will keep them up to date for all future versions of the software. Please remember to make use of the Sage Exchange website as well. We provide a lot of resources on there to help promote the software to your clients and also to prospects. And you can, whether you're aware of it or not, you can arrange for a free Sage seminar where one of your regional Sage business consultants can come and present the software to your clients at either your own practice or at your chosen venue. So that brings us to the end of today's presentation, which I hope you found beneficial. And I'll just give you a few moments now to complete some feedback for me, and then we'll go through the live questions and answers session.